So we all remember the Indian trucker who just a few days ago killed a bunch of people because he did something really, really stupid and reckless. And turns out he was an illegal immigrant who couldn't really speak English and somehow got a commercial driver's license from the state of California because California is run by, well, let's just say stupid people. Okay, so turns out that a petition has been formed. And it seems like a lot of people from India and others are rallying to try to get the man off with only a slap on the wrist. This is from the Post-Millennial. Over 1.7 million people have now signed a petition demanding leniency for the illegal alien trucker who killed the 3 people in Florida. The petition starts off by saying the incident was a catastrophe, not a criminal act. But of course, the man himself was a criminal by default for being in the country illegally. And what this reminds me of is, I need the exact quote here, but it was, it reminds me of the adventures of Tom Sawyer. Mark Twain was commenting through his story about the nature of humans willing to pardon Satan himself if you give it enough time. You can't make this stuff up. The online petition attributed to a group calling itself the Punjabi Youth has drawn more than 1.7 million signatures calling on federal authorities to release Mr. Singh, an undocumented, aka illegal immigrant truck driver convicted in a deadly Florida crash. Let's see what's being said here.
Harjinder Singh. I know it was an accident. He made a terrible mistake, not a deliberate choice to harm anyone. He was working hard to support his family, like so many of us.
And also being in the country illegally, being a criminal every single day that he was here, and doing an obviously reckless and stupid U-turn. I mean, who the hell does this?
And one wrong decision changed everything.
Yeah, he killed 3 people. That's a pretty big one wrong decision. I'm just saying.
A 45-year prison sentence is not justice.
For 3 people dead? I think that's pretty good justice if you ask me.
It's Naprit. I support Harjinder Singh. It was an accident. He made a terrible mistake.
It was an accident. He made a terrible mistake.
It was an accident. He made a terrible mistake, not a deliberate choice to harm anyone.
It was an accident. He made a terrible mistake, not a deliberate choice to harm anyone. He was working hard to support his family.
You get the gist. So, oh no, terrible, terrible mistake. It just let him off the hook. Again, illegal alien criminal. You know, if you want to go kill people while driving your truck, please don't do it in our country. If you want to do it in your own country of origin, you still shouldn't do it, but at least do it there, not here. 3 Americans are dead because this guy made a little accident. I mean, the even talking about here? Now, Singh was behind the wheel of an 18-wheeler when he attempted a U-turn on Florida's turnpike. Post-Millennial writes, causing a collision that left 3 Americans dead. The case sparked outrage from victims' family and advocacy groups who say that Singh's actions warrant the full weight of the law, and it should, because the guy was an a-hole who was in this country illegally. He was a criminal. And he shouldn't have been there in the first place. And if he hadn't been, those 3 people would still be alive. Now, in response to the crash, Secretary of State Marco Rubio announced this week an immediate pause on issuing worker visas for commercial truck drivers, citing safety concerns and the need to protect American truck jobs. He said, effective immediately, we are pausing all issuance of worker visas for commercial truck drivers. The increased number of foreign drivers operating large tractor-trailer trucks on U.S. roads is endangering American lives and undercutting the livelihoods of American truckers because, if we're being honest, a lot of these people are coming from third world countries who have terrible traffic laws and are not known for their safety, which is a bad thing when you have these people driving commercial vehicles on American roads. Now, the Department of Transportation revealed last week that Singh failed an English language a proficiency test during a post-accident interview, accurately identifying just one of 4 highway traffic signs and answering just 2 of the 12 verbal questions correctly. And yet this guy was given a commercial driver's license by the state of California, which needs to be severely punished for doing this. It just seems like we're in crazy town. California has been allowed to, and other liberal states like them, to flaunt the rule of law for a very long time. These people are non-citizens who shouldn't even be in the country, but states like California have wantonly flipped off the Constitution and the American people by saying, we don't care if it's illegal, we're allowing them to stay. F you. And these are the people that try to tell you that no one is above the law unless you're an illegal alien and wish to vote for the Democrat Party. Then you get a free pass. The hell are we talking about? Now, the U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy announced in a press release on Tuesday that the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration has launched an investigation into the crash, and they better be going after the company that hired this guy too. If states had followed the rules, this driver would never have been behind the wheel, and 3 precious lives would still be with us. This crash was a preventable tragedy directly caused by reckless decisions and compounded by despicable failures. Failures from California, he didn't say, but I'm going to add. Non-enforcement and radical immigration policies have turned the trucking industry into a lawless frontier, resulting in unqualified drivers improperly acquiring licenses to operate 40-ton vehicles. We will use every tool at our disposal to hold these states and bad actors accountable. President Trump and I will restore safety to our roads. The families of the deceased deserve justice. States need to be severely punished for giving non-citizens driver's license. You have to do something here. This is absurd. It is ridiculous. And Americans are paying the price for these vile states and their actions. Now let's go back to this stupid petition to try and let this guy off the hook because it was just an accident where he just did something really stupid and killed a bunch of people. Not that big of a deal. Here's what it says. We, the undersigned, urge Governor Ron DeSantis and the Florida Board of Executive Clemency to re-examine and reduce the sentence for the 28-year-old truck driver involved in a fatal U-turn crash on Florida's Turnpike in South Florida. You know, the guy that killed 3 people because he decided to just flip a B on the freeway, everyone else be damned, and just killed them. This was a tragic accident, not a deliberate act. He deliberately did the U-turn, if you ask me. While accountability matters, except when it comes to our Indian friend here, the severity of the charges against him does not align with the circumstances of the incident. Key considerations and precedent that they want the governor of Florida to think about. He had no criminal intent or history. Wrong. The man was in the country illegally. How many times do we have to pound this into your stupid heads? The man was a criminal. Why? He was in the country illegally. He broke into the country, and every single day that he stayed in the U.S., he was breaking our laws. By definition, this man is a criminal. And all people who are in the U.S. like him are criminals. Every last one of them. But let's continue. The incident was a catastrophe, not a criminal act. The driver had no prior record and fully cooperated with authorities. And what they want is more appropriate sentencing. So they give us then some relevant precedents on why they should go easy on this douche nozzle. Some guy named Aguela Medeiros in Colorado, a driver, initially received a 110-year sentence for a fatal crash resulting in 4 deaths. Following a massive public outcry and a petition that garnered over 5 million signatures, the governor Jared Polis of the left-wing state commuted his sentence to just 10 years. That's 2.5 years for each person slaughtered, with a parole eligibility after 5 years. Meaning, the guy was likely only to serve 5 freaking years in prison for 4 people that he slaughtered. Now, judicial acknowledgement of unfairness. In that case, even the sentencing judge admitted that the mandatory minimum sentencing laws compelled him to impose a lengthy term, and that if I had the discretion, it would not be my sentence. Demonstrated effectiveness of public advocacy. The Aguela Medeiros case illustrates how collective voices can catalyze justice reform. That's not justice reform. That's nonsense. You need harsher penalties, not lighter penalties, so that people stop screwing around and killing people. Because I don't know where these people come from, but here in the United States, we cherish life. Life is precious. There are some countries out in the world where it's not the case. But here, for the most part, we actually care. Unless you're an unborn child, then maybe not. And so what they're asking for is parole eligibility after serving a fair portion of the reduced term, promoting rehabilitation and fairness. No, this guy is a criminal alien. This guy somehow got himself a CDL when he should not have been. He killed a bunch of people because of reckless endangerment. There's no way on earth that this man should be shown any leniency, because what you need to do is make an example of this guy, as harsh as you can possibly make it, to put the warning bells out there that for any other person who is scamming our system, who is illegally here, breaking the law, to say, get the hell out, because if we find you, and if you commit crimes in this country, additionally, on top of your criminal alien status, we will put you away for the rest of your damn life, so that if you do get out of prison, you're going to be 90 years old, barely able to see, with cataracts in both eyes, and then we'll kick you the hell out the country and send you back from where you came from. That needs to be the message for every illegal alien in this country. None of this leniency crap. None of it. Harsh as you can possibly go. Make an example out of every one of these people so that the rest know that, hey, if we leave the country now, we're not going to get punished for all of our criminal behavior. And the U.S. government is offering $1,000 and a ticket out of here if you just pack up and go. And if they pack up and go, then maybe someday they can come back through legal channels. You need to incentivize this in every way possible, because it's going to be very difficult to get all of them kicked out in the next 3.5 years, especially when you're talking about 25 to 30 million people here illegally, possibly more, certainly not less. The fact that 1.6 million people have already left the country on their own accord since Trump took office is an example of the growing understanding that this administration means business. You need to hit on all cylinders, on all fronts. So, yeah, screw this stupid petition, and may he rot in prison for killing those people.